It's thinking, and we are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stitching the Miles Together.
It's hilarious.
I'm really excited about this, apparently. Super excited. I'm hand clenched excited, Nicole. So I'm
trying
Heather
to go over there to look too.
Well, I know. I'm like trying not to look at the screen behind me that we actually need. So I'm Heather from Heather Spins a Yarn, and this is my Yarny BFF. Nicole, look, I pointed in the correct direction. I'm scared.
No, you are not even as close to scared as I am when you start like hitting all the. Well, no, it's actually worse when I start doing it. When I'm actually.
Well, that was last week. Oh, by the way, if you're tuning in, you're like, man, I missed last week, or you're watching the replay because we love when you watch replays. You could also catch the replay on our YouTube channel where there are like, I think this is like not episode 3, but there are 3 different episodes like we have had on there. And you know, we have 9 subscribers on that YouTube channel.
Well, like, I mean, we're 2 of them.
We are 2 of them, but the one podcast that we did that was up from like a year ago, I think it had like 35 views.
Well, dang.
Right? Like, and I don't know what YouTube considers a view. Like, if I just turn it on for a second and look at it, is that a view? Like, Facebook gives us some more, I guess, disappointing, not disturbing. They're not disturbing, definitely disappointing. Facts where it's like, this is how many people clicked in, and this is how many people you retained after 30 seconds, and after 45 seconds, and after.
Facebook, it's a little too specific. Like, man,
Mark, I just want to know people like me. I don't want to know that they don't like me for very long.
Yeah.
We have no viewers. I was like, speaking of viewers, do we have viewers today?
We have nothing. We got nothing.
We have none. All right. So I am coming to you from the mainland today. I'm at my daughter's house. It was very weird because her house is very dark. So to find a spot that had a flat surface, B had natural light, and C had an outlet near it was complex. I figured it out though. I'm right next to her sewing machine. So
well, that's good. Glad you figured it out.
Well, you know, it cracks me up because I look around at their dining room table and it's got a sewing machine and some of her sketches for stuff that she made for them for their trip this weekend, and just all the different things. And like, it's like, oh, look, she was watching when she was a child. Our dining room table was all covered with crafting things. Her daughter.
There you go. That's how you know you've done good.
Yeah, right.
That's validation right there. And now you know
the sequins on the floor, Mom.
Now you know that, for Christmas she probably needs, gift cards to Joann's to go get more fabric. Wait a minute.
What?
If she's doing this, how do you still end up making the Halloween costume?
Well, that's because of Vivian. That's not because of her mother. Like, Alexis is like, I could do that. And she's like, no, Mimi's got it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But this year, her Halloween costume, we discussed it, and she realizes that there's no way in God's green earth I'm going to be able to like make this for her. So we talked about it. We showed her ones that they could get. She admitted that was a better quality. Or not better quality, not better quality, but better costume overall. And it wouldn't be really hot because, I'm making things out of yarn. I mean, I have done other mediums. Apparently my husband's like, I don't make costumes. I make like live action art. I mean, because there's the tree, and oh my goodness, when we are not in a public forum, you will have to ask me about the latest costume I added to my costume book.
I will ask. Hey, as a side note, are we both wearing the same color?
Yeah, we're both wearing purple today. This is totally unplanned.
Wow.
Nice. Yes, I had on I had like a blue and a white bra.
Oh, look.
This is really scary, folks. We had 0 technical difficulties. Everything that we said was going to happen. Even when we talked about it yesterday, we're like, we don't really have a lot. Like, you know what? We're committing. We're doing this. And then this morning when I called my sister to let her know that Sorry, my nose is like, my daughter has a cat, and so I forgot to grab a tissue. So let me go grab one real quick because my nose is just kind of.
Oh my God, she left me. She left me.
I'm sorry.
With all the people. Hi, people.
There's no people. At least not now. They could be watching the replay. And speaking of my daughter's cat, I don't know where she is. No idea where the cat is. I left a door. It's somewhere in the house. I left a door open when I went to the basement, and I haven't seen her since. Wait. No, that's on your end, I think. Do you have something with a bell on your end?
No, I have a heavy breathing dog.
Okay, maybe it's her on here. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. She's somewhere in the house. I didn't let her out. I just know that she's somewhere in. She may not be in this physical house because there's like another, like there's the attic in the basement. So she might not be where she's supposed to be.
Let's get our introductions out of the way. There could be people like just checking this out on YouTube for the very first time. Frightening.
This is a Midwestern hello.
Huh?
It's a Midwestern hello.
This is a Midwestern hello. That's what this is. This is a Midwestern hello.
Didn't we do our introduction? Wasn't that the hi? Welcome to Stitching the Miles Together.
Yeah, I mean, you did that. Oh, no, you said we're live, and you were like, I'm really excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch later.
Okay, you're gonna go back and watch later, please.
Yeah.
We could ask people if they, but we did a really poor, terrible job of advertising. This is one thing that we did not do, and whatever. It's going on YouTube.
That's because you hit me up like the night before.
Look, man, this is supposed to be in your planner. P.S. Nicole's a Passion Planner ambassador. Hit her up. There's some coupon codes and all that kind of jazz. So she is everywhere on the interwebs, pretty much as Know-it-all Nikki, unless you are talking to her professionally, and then she is NLS Creative.
Or just Nicole.
Or Nicole.
Well, too.
Yeah, that does work too.
Yeah, no, there's jack shit in the planner for this.
Well, remember, every other Thursday, and folks, every other Thursday, we are going to produce a podcast. Now, it did take until yesterday, I think I got but we were having some issues because we hadn't used our YouTube channel in so long that YouTube was really not going to let us in without
YouTube was very hesitant.
We had to jump through hoops.
Yeah. YouTube was very hesitant. Be like, are you sure you are who you say you are?
Right. And because our productive times are very vastly different, and mine is early in the morning when Nicole should be asleep. Sometimes she's still awake. If she stayed up real late the night before, she is awake during my productive time. But she actually did respond not long into it. So I'm like, oh, crap. I don't know if these codes are good for so long. I don't want to look like a hacker.
No. See, I saw it. You sent the show notes and I was driving. I think.
Well, I meant for the YouTube thing.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Yeah. Yesterday when I sent you the thing when I was trying to upload stuff.
It's a weekday. I am on top of it. If it's a weekend.
I mean, it was pretty early for her and she wasn't really perky about it. I didn't get like a hi, hello. It was like, your code is this.
That's how I was all day yesterday. That's how I was all day yesterday.
And that was early for her too. That was like 8 a.m. I was like, oh crap. She responded quickly and there's no pleasantries. It was just like, here you go. So happy first day of fall. It was 90 degrees here yesterday and today is 67. So apparently Ohio said, okay.
We're there. Just give us one more day. We'll be there.
Vivian came out of her room this morning because it's picture day. And so she came out in this tie-dyed little dress. It was really cute. And I'm like, baby, you're going to probably be cold. And she's like, no, Mimi, it's hot. You're cold. Yes, I am cold. I wear cardigan year round. She knows that I do this. Why do you wear more clothes than everyone else? She's almost 7. I can't believe she's almost 7. So
you just tell her it's because you're a grandma, because that was always the thing that cracked me up about my grandma.
I tell her, she knows that I'm sick, but I'm not always sick because I think it's good for people to learn about invisible illnesses and all that stuff, and sometimes visible. Because I was reading something that one of our mutual friends posted that I can't remember right now, and it wasn't the one that usually would post stuff, and she was talking about invisible illnesses and how they really are visible, but people choose not to see them and like the things that you list off and stuff like that. So there's definitely signs, like,
Please send me
like,
that.
I will. I have to remember where I saw it because I was on the ferry. I was waiting for the ferry or on the ferry. I can't remember where it was. I was somewhere on a boat.
Heather's on a boat.
So this is what. Well, this isn't that much caffeine. Oh, you should have heard. I was talking to Errol on the phone this morning when I got this.
Yeah.
It was like they put this much creamer into it. I go, I'd like a large iced coffee, and he goes, "What flavor would you like that to be?" And I was like, "Coffee flavored." And the kid was like, I'm like, "Do I have to pick a flavor?" And he was like, "Well, nobody does that." So perplexing this poor kid at the McDonald's in my daughter's town here. And I was like, "I just want it coffee flavored." And he was like, "Okay, if that's what you really want." Like, totally not believing me. Like, yeah. And so I'm like, "Well, you could put a little bit of cream, but I don't want any sweetener in it because they make it really, really sweet. And I like not having to take medication for my diabetes." I'm like right on the verge. I have metformin and I have to use it if my sugar gets weird. So how I just don't consume extra sugars. I've learned. So yeah, so I'm like, oh my gosh, it was this much creamer and like this much ice, and they put the coffee in and it was still white at the bottom. It was scary. So it's not really that much caffeine at all. And I drink a protein shake. So there's really not much caffeine. What do you got going on?
I got water.
You got water. We are really uninteresting today with these drink things. Normally we have cups and we're
Look, okay. I bought this new water bottle. Okay.
Yeah.
It was the last one on the shelf because ordinarily
it was the last one on the show.
I would not pick white.
Well, you could sticker it up then. I got to send you some labels then. I gotta make you we'll discuss this.
Thank you, because I have the perfect sticker. Hold on.
Oh, you do.
I can do this. There's time.
Ooh, so Christine Parker Company. What's that? I can't. There's glare. Oh, I knit so no one. You did tell me about that sticker.
I think
nice. I like it. It fits perfect. See, and it matches. Get that nice white motif.
I knew what I was doing.
You did. It was destiny. It was kismet. It was meant to be.
No, it was like the last one like this on the shelf. I wouldn't have chosen white for myself normally, but I like it because it tells you like how many ounces it is, like right on the bottle. Okay. Because 9 times out of 10, I will forget, like, how much is in this bottle, blah, 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 and then I'll have to bust out some sort of measuring implement and do math. Do math. So I like this. It's big enough, and if I get through 2 of these a day, I'm doing pretty good. That's a lot of water.
Yeah, I know. My daughter was talking to me about water too, because I don't even know. I don't remember why we were talking about it. I think because we were talking about like
Missy.
No, I was talking to my sister. I talked to a lot of people today, man.
Well, this is because, I still have an hour and a half left of fasting. So
you do the intermittent fasting. So yeah. Well, my sister was saying how drinking water first thing is good for you, because I was trying to find coffee at that time because the coffee place. And I'm like, well, I do drink my water. I just flavor it some magic beans first.
No.
I am so out of my. And then my granddaughter woke up at 4 o'clock this morning because she wanted to make sure I was still here.
I still have my friend.
Hello, Tito Burrito.
Hi, baby. All right, you hop up there.
All right, let's see here. I want to look at our show notes because I don't remember what I sent you.
We don't remember what we're supposed to do today.
We do. What's in your cup? So I told you it went from it was 86. I'm going to lie. It was 86 yesterday, and now it was like 64. It's freaking cold. There's a wind advisory. Surprisingly enough, there's no warning to get off the island. How is it in Alaska?
We are. Gosh. Wait, Missy. If you steal that off of there, right now it says we're sitting at 45 degrees, but we're gonna get up to like almost 60, and we got about 50% chance of rain. So Alaska is always ready for fall. I'm just gonna say that right now. Alaska could turn on fall just like that. Flip a switch, like Ohio did apparently today.
Literally today, just it was like, but we were really nice last week. I thought it was really, last week was probably my favorite type of weather aside from the itchy goldenrod everywhere.
Right.
But like, it's like, you know, it was like in the 60s when you like in the morning, and like sleeping weather. I like the 60s at nighttime. I think that's nice because you want to put your blanket on and stuff like
Right.
that. And I was only wearing like, you know, 2 layers instead of like 6. And then like, you know, you can wear jeans or slacks or sweaters, you know, because like it's like, you know, because it was like low 70s was the high, but you know, it was kind of like between like the 50s and 70s, like range all day long, you know, like it was
Right.
wonderful. And then it got real warm again, but I don't realize that it gets warm. That's the problem, is because I work in a climate controlled place where I can see the outside because there's lots of windows. And so, but I'm dressed like it's Antarctica. People come in their summer clothes and they're all freezing. These girls in their tiny little shorts and their bikinis. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's so cold in here. How can you survive? And I'm like, and they look at me, but they don't notice that I'm wearing like, you know, a North Face parka.
Heather is ready to move to Alaska. That's honestly it.
I don't know if I'm ready to move to Alaska. It's far too far for my babies. A lake is far too far for my babies. I suppose if they would all come with me or whatever, but you know.
Right. Anyway,
So,
I'm giving the dogs treats, the kind that will hopefully make them calm down. Not so much this guy, this little guy.
oh my gosh, the little CBD stuff.
Yes, it's
friend gave
mostly
me some
for
to
my large
relax me.
squirrel.
That was really funny. So my friend gave me some CBD like gummy things for like, you know, people, not for dogs. And
It's important to distinguish.
right. And so there's like multiple ones in the pack. And he said, and I there was like it said on there to take a half. Well, I guess you take a half if like you're a regular person with not regular, like with regular anxiety and regular pain levels. But apparently I was, so he wanted me to take like, oh no, I want you to take the whole one. And so the next night when I got home, instead of taking like a whole gummy, I took the whole rest of the bag. I was like, all of a sudden I just melted. Like it was just, I couldn't move. Like, I didn't think I was paralyzed, but like it was not good. So like, and I could feel it the next day. I was just like, and I said, I can't, that's like quite the jump. Like, I mean, like I could see what you mean, but like, I think I was a little too relaxed. Maybe I'll cut it back to like 3/4 of the bag. And he was like, excuse me.
Oh gosh.
What?
How many were in the bag?
Like 6.
Yeah.
So I ate 5.5 of them.
Oh my God.
I felt, I mean, but it was just like, I mean, like even in the
felt
morning, I was like
great.
trying to get up and I was so like, I was just a noodle. There was nothing, like a limp noodle. Like, you know, when you're trying to test your spaghetti, like I taste it, like I don't fling it on the wall. You're trying to get it off and it's like so like loose. It just keeps falling off the spaghetti, like, you know, fork when you stick it in there and stuff like that. You're trying to get it out of the bowl. That was me. Just trying to get up. Like, no, I'm good. I don't have to be that bad. I remember saying that to myself. That was
somebody should have called poison control, Tito.
Probably so. My husband's like, why are you messing around with those things? And I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, it was that was very relaxing. And I have like a cream that I use, like a topical cream. There's like an icy hot cream that I use.
Yeah.
And then there's a like a lotion that I use for my lower back sometimes, but I don't like it because it does make me smell like a grandma. Even though I am a grandma, it makes me smell. It's like jasmine scented, like light jasmine. Like, can I just have something that's not scented?
You know, you could probably say that I'm got like 1 foot in the grandma category because I don't mind smelling like lavender, and I walk around 9 times out of 10 has anybody seen my keys? Has anybody seen my glasses? Where did I set my glasses down at?
Well, that just sounds like you need to put things in the same place or not take off your glasses.
I do. That's the thing. And I will check, and this will be the one time that I don't do it. Right, Tito? Like I said, I got 1 foot in the grandma category, but there's no hopes of that's not happening right now anytime soon. So
all right,
I'll be okay with it.
What What are you working on?
I am working on a surprise knit, similar to your surprise knit.
Nice.
Yeah. So I like how, although I had it started on different yarn, and as much as I liked that yarn, and I probably will actually knit a second one with the yarn I originally started with.
You
But
changed
then
up since yesterday?
no. I
Okay.
had already started it.
Okay.
I had already started it on different yarn that was gifted to me.
Okay. Oh, so this okay. Gosh, I was like, man, you already switched it up. Okay. I didn't know the backstory to the
I'm that good.
All right,
I'm
you
that
are
good.
that good. Yeah.
So yesterday, well, what is today? Today's Thursday. Tuesday, our PFDs arrived. Those of you who don't know, Alaska gives out, they don't give it, but that's how it's worded, gives out a dividend every year that is basically like oil royalties. Because Alaska is a huge place to, dig for oil.
Mm-hmm.
We can't refine it here, so we still have to send it somewhere else.
Really?
I feel like, yeah, God, that's the US, guys. So yeah, so we got ours on Tuesday. And if you feel like Googling, you can go and see how much it was for all of us. And I was like, you know what? I don't know how much I love that yarn. I don't know necessarily how much of each one I have. Like, I was afraid that I would run out of the main color before I would run out of the contrast. So I was just like, it just makes me very nervous. So when I was at the store yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pick up a few skeins, and that way I know exactly how much I have, and I know I can get more.
That's the beauty of tiny knitting.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And I've got it restarted. I'm just not as far with it. Why do you smell everything? Get out of my office. I'm sorry.
So cracker.
Visit my Instagram. It's the big dog. It's Missy. She's just, why are you smelling my plants?
Because why not, Ma? Why?
Because she knows that I'm trying to keep them alive. That's why. So yeah, I came home and I went to an appointment on Tuesday, and I started casting on, and I think I probably cast on too many, and then I stuck it in my bag and didn't touch it at all yesterday. So yeah. And then I don't know, I told you about the slippers, right? Because that's not really a surprise. Yeah. I told you about the slippers.
Yes, you did, but I wasn't gonna. I mean, I spoiled it one time. I wasn't gonna do it again.
Oh, you want to see one of them? I got one done.
Did you get one done? Nice.
I did.
You have a finished. Well, that's a finished object. We could save that for later.
Woohoo! Okay. Yay! We have a finished object. Okay. I want to borrow him like every other Thursday once his person comes back, which I think is going to be next week sometime. I want to borrow him for the podcast every other Thursday. You want to be a guest? You want to be the honorary mascot? What do you think? He's great knitting company. So I have the mystery project, and then I have a second slipper to make, and then I picked up, go get her, you go get her, bite her. He's not gonna bite her. I should just know better. And then I picked up 2 extra skeins, one for another mystery project, and then the other one is for a second set of slippers, because each skein does 1 pair of slippers. So I'm doing up a few different pairs of slippers.
Cool.
I may just give people slippers this year for Christmas and be like, you know what? Here's to warm feet. Have a good time.
What is not to love about warm feet?
Right?
I mean,
So and not right now, you know, oh, PFD money. I don't ever look at it as like, you know, income supplement or anything like that. I look at it as found money.
A good fun time. Your reward for living in Alaska.
Pretty much my reward. So yeah. So that's what I got going on here. I mean, oh, and I've finally crossed into that second set, and I didn't bring it with me into the office. To that second set of dots and bubbles.
Nice.
On Stephen West shawl. The hibernate. No.
Or the hibernate one.
Okay. Hibernate. Yeah, the hibernate I want to finish first.
That's right. You did say that.
That is my ultimate goal. I would really love to be wearing it for you in 2 weeks. Because I think after the second set of dots and bubbles, it really is, you're hitting the end. You're hitting the home stretch.
Yeah.
And you're going to start the chevron repeats, I think. So.
And that's the one that I'm doing separate from you. So, because we have like the same one going on. Sorry, I was
right.
But apparently I didn't. So
yeah. So that's the thought there. What, Tito? What do you see out the window? I don't know, man. So yeah, that's what I have going on.
Okay. So I have finished objects to show you. Well, actually, I don't actually have anything to show you. I have gosh, how am I going to do this? Because I'm on my phone and the pictures are on my phone. I'll see if my tablet is hooked up to the internet. I can show pictures of finished objects, but I don't actually have the finished objects in front of me. No, because I've given them away. So that, but we're not there. We're working. What am I working on? So right now I'm in between projects. I have my secrets project going on, which we will talk about that here in a little bit. But this is, I decided, since I'm going to be on the mainland for a few days, this is my West Knit shawl that I had been working on from last year. This is shawlography. So yes, but the problem is that you see this section here with the yellow and the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, those are colors B and C. Well, Heather mixed up colors B and C. So Heather couldn't figure out. So she spent the last 2 hours taking off stitches, putting them back on, restitching, trying to figure out where she was. I finally realized what I did. And so like when you decide, there's a couple things that you should do when you are picking out, like if you have pattern, like if you have a bunch of colors in the same pattern. Right. Definitely take different pictures of them. And like, I have a picture, it's on my home screen, so I can just tap it and look and see, I can read. So clearly even this didn't help me to maintain that. So I think every time I pick it up, I can't figure out where I am because I wasn't where I was. Well, I was where I was in the pattern, but not with the right colors. So I was very confused as to what the heck was going on. So I am in, let's see here. I'm in clue 2, and this is like section, I don't even know. So I brought it with me because Vivian goes to school all day long, and you know, I don't have to do anything while I'm here aside from I brought my laundry to do. So I have to do my laundry and I have to pick her up from school and drop her off. But aside from that, I pretty much a lot of free time. So I figured I'd bring projects that I could like dive back into because I really would like to get this done and to wear it this winter. So like I said, she's pretty big.
That's my thought too with my hibernate.
I mean, because we can just kind of segue into the next thing, which is we can we could talk about West Knits because you don't want to do that yet.
No, we can do that. That's fine.
I mean, okay, I'm like, no, because my other shawl, it's just right here. It's not my hybrid. So my first Stephen West shawl, like this one, I was very intentional. I really thought about what colors I wanted to use. I knew I had an idea in mind for the woven chevrons.
Right.
The first shawl that I did, which was slip stitchography, I think is what it was called.
Okay.
I like
slip stitch extravaganza.
Slip stitch extravaganza, not shawlography. Yeah, sorry, my brain is not. So
she's got her stitches mixed up.
I do. I'm totally out of my element and everything, and it's kind of crazy. So
that's
I'm
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're just doing things.
I figured out why I've been angry since last Thursday, but that's a topic for another day. I'm not actually angry today. Once I realized what it was, just kind of lessened. So today I wasn't as angry when I woke up. So,
right.
But anyways, so my slip stitch extravaganza. I was really trying to use stuff that I had.
Right.
And I supplemented some, but like it wasn't, I don't know. I wasn't loving it. And so
Right.
this yarn came from Superfine Yarn Company. And I got this from Sarah, and she is a local to me dyer. And this is just it's like a silver. It's pretty much what it looks like. It's a little bit warmer than it is in person. I think it's got a little bit more blue undertones to it than what it's showing up on camera right now, at least for me. So,
Okay.
and so the shawl that I'm actually working on, I did my first version of it that I worked on, and then now I'm doing the second version of this shawl, reading the other one. But I decided that probably wasn't a good idea to like modify projects. So I'm actually ripping this apart because this is the skein that I have left of the main color. And the longer I look over its shawlography or slip stitch extravaganza, like the more I'm like, I don't really like that. I don't like it. I'm not like, there's some mistakes in it. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not happy with. And so I'm just going to rip it out. Yeah.
Just do it. Yank off the Band-Aid.
I will. So, because I don't mind, like I said, we talked about process knitter versus product knitter. Like we talked about that several times on the podcast.
I still think you're more a product knitter.
You don't know. I think you think I'm more of a product knitter. I would start everything. I love starting projects. I've got like 3 things where I love starting projects. The only reason that I finish projects is I have a deadline where I want to give something to someone.
This is true.
I mean, if you look back, anything that I make for me hardly ever gets done. And number 2, I mean, hats they do, but hats are stupid easy.
Summer sweaters.
What's that? My summer sweaters. Yeah, but none of them fit me. I can't wear. I mean, my mom has like 2 of them.
That's true.
Because apparently I don't know how to measure myself or knit.
You heard it here first.
I have stuff going on, but then I had to modify because I had lost so much weight again. The wonderful chronic illness thing, that one of those invisible things, like your friend fluctuates in weight all the time. Like you can totally see that. So it was, so I do have a couple. I'm not saying I don't. I'm getting better about, because there's also other reasons why I don't finish things, and a lot of that has to do with my background and not feeling good enough and not feeling like there's all sorts of things that are tied up into the therapy of knitting and crochet. But
I have a great podcast for you to listen to, just an episode, because it just like all of the bells and the whistles went off in my brain when she said this one thing, and I was like, ding, 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 like the lights started flashing neon, and I was like, oh, yes.
Right.
It all made sense. So you are
delving in now. So I've decided, instead of ripping back, I'm just going to accept that B and C are going to be reversed in this section here, because I really don't, it's not that I don't care. I just really would like to get it done. So,
right.
So I'm going to rip back the other one, but, and then I have a bunch of socks. So I want to I have a pair of socks that are started. So hopefully next time we podcast, I can be wearing a pair of socks. So these are the London socks.
What happened to the one that you were test knitting?
Oh, so
do tell.
You know, anytime I volunteer to do a test knit, some crap crazy happens. I've gotten, the test knit was due on Sunday. I got all the way past the heel. I have a picture of it on my foot. I got through all the sections I need to get to. The sock was quite large on my foot, because most socks have you measure certain places on your foot. And this designer was having you measure like the widest place because of like the color work and the Latvian braid. I think the Latvian braid, my Latvian braids are really, really stretchy. I love it. I love the Latvian braid because this is a technique that I've been trying to figure out how to do for a long time. But when you don't know the name of a technique, it's really hard to Google it. Because let me tell you, all the things that I came up with, like to Google, nothing. Like, so I was really excited when I saw her, call out so that I could, specifically, that was awesome.
So participate.
So I am going to make these socks. So where we are right now is I've turned the heel. Yeah. And I can make them fit my foot, but they're still going to be big in the leg. So do I want to right now, because her concern was she wanted to make sure the heel and the toe worked. And I'm going to tell you, I loved this heel. At first, I didn't like it because it was a little bit different than anything I'd ever done before, but it's genius. You don't have to pick up any stitches at all when you're all done. You just like, if you can you're either knitting and like I broke my colors. It's got a contrast heel. I like a contrast heel and toe anyways. And so it was going to look really cute on this striped, so it was working up greatly, or working up well, greatly. I mean, it was working up great, except it was like not going to fit my foot. So on Sunday, before I went into work, so Sunday late morning, I put it on. I had done a couple decreases of rows just to tell her I was going to do it. And it still was way too big. And so I'm going to have to heavily modify this and like put like, cause my arch is really high, which is what my problem is
Right.
One of the widest parts of my feet. I have a hard time getting like sometimes like boots on and stuff if there's no give, because I can't get my foot like it's real thin. I mean, you've seen my legs. They look ridiculous in some boots and stuff like that. But but my arch is so high that it like I can't get even some socks. And these in order for me to do the color work, I needed to go bigger. And then I ended up still eliminating all that. And it was too big. So it could fit another, and I'm not sure how, so I would have to definitely size down on her sock. That's definitely, I'm going to have to, so she said I could modify. She said she just wants me to wear the socks. And I'm like, well, okay. So wasn't sure if I'm going to rip back, because I'm definitely not going to make two socks that are too big for me. So I think I'm just going to rip back but I did not bring those with me because I figured these socks are already they are like, I think they're right before the heel or something like that, because I know what I did for these ones, and I want to see if that's going to work, like how narrow I made them, if that's going to work for these other socks. Because so these are the London socks by Knitting Expat, and I have like, it's like around the world knit socks. And so I would love to knit all those socks. If I had it to do over again, I'm not going to undo this much knitting, but this is a really neat pattern. And it's like just that you can't really see because this yarn is super busy.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when it's all done, but I mean, it looks cool in person. You could definitely see it and it gives it different texture, but
I mean, unless somebody's holding your foot up to their face.
So
in which case I don't want to know, Heather.
So I don't know. I think that weirdo. I don't know. But like I'm still like I'm pondering like, oh, I found my earbuds. This makes sense. They were in the basket of stuff that I was going to talk to you about. Oh, this is how much yarn I had left from those hats.
Oh my God. I'm dead.
You're dead?
Yeah, because you were like, pretty sure I left it in the car.
I did. I thought so. Aren't you glad I didn't go out to the car?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. So what do you have? You got works in progress, but what do you have? Finished objects. I have my.
Oh, your slippers?
My slipper. I have my one slipper.
It's still a finished object. It still counts. All right. Let's see here. Let me see if I can pull up Instagram on my tablet here.
So I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
The slipper itself is really not much to look at. I mean, this is it. It's a slipper. Here's your toe. Here's your heel.
I'm gonna click on the other thing so I can see it better. Nice.
The
that is genius. I think my grandma made crochet slippers like that one year, and there were giant pom-poms on the top.
Yeah, and there's the bottom is all of your garter. The inside is your stockinette, so you don't have the bumps on the inside, on the bottom of your feet. Some people with texture, that might bother them. But one thing I think I'm going to do when I make the next pair, well, when I make this next one. So this one, it should have fit my foot, but it does not. Because I followed the directions, gauge swatched, did not fit. It's too big. So what I've decided to do is give them to somebody with a bigger foot. And I had a stand-in model for said slipper. And they were like, well, it's big, it's too big. And I'm like, well, it should fit you. So what I've decided to do is, you see where it ends at the toe, or where you're seaming up the center for your toe?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna close it up even more so that there's less space between the foot and the heel, or between the top of the foot and the heel. And when
That's how my grandma's were. They were like more like closed up like that.
yeah. So, and once I do that, then I kind of just cinched it around their foot. I kind of pinched it together, and I was like, okay, how about now? Oh, now it fits great.
Of course.
So I don't necessarily think it's I think it's the pattern. I think it's the style.
Yeah.
It'll work for somebody, it won't work for others. Or some people, but not others. So I think for who these are going to go to, both pairs that I'm currently contemplating, this and then the other one, the other pair I haven't started yet. I could show you the yarn, but I have to run to my bedroom. Where did you go? She just leaves me.
I'm here.
Yeah. But
hang on.
Anyways, I'm gonna do those with it's more cinch.
Can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what's going on. Hang on.
Well, you were muted for a minute there. Uh-oh, guys. Technical difficulties. We couldn't get through a whole show without them.
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay, so I can't hear you unless I turn on the other technical difficulties. I tried for 1 second to. Why is it not working?
But the question remains, will they hear me in the show?
Muted, unmuted. You're not muted. I don't know why I can't hear you.
And now I'm not muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now you can hear me.
Well, I can hear you on the.
Interesting.
It's technical difficulties. That's what it is. So we're going to put the earbuds in and hope that I can hear you. But you keep talking.
Okay.
I just went off because I was trying to so Instagram. Here. Can you hear me?
I don't know. Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you. That's wonderful. All right. I'm just going to hear myself twice.
Okay. No, you can't, because I can hear me twice now too.
All right, hang on.
Oh boy. It's me all by myself. I don't know but what if nobody else can hear me? Oh, this is so bad. Everyone can see and hear me. Well, all right, guys. Well, here. Let's see. So, anyways, the one skein that's a Lion brand. Oh gosh, now I can't remember the name of it. The Lion brand. It's Thick and Quick, I think. I don't remember the name. Crap. Now I'm gonna end up doing something.
I'll be there in a minute.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Well, I can hear you because, see, I'm messing with this right now, but I might as well just leave it here, and I just don't like how fuzzy I look. Allow mic access. Allow.
So, I wanted to say the name of this. Yes, Thick and Quick, I believe. Yep, it is Lion brand. Oh, see, look. Lion brand Thick and Quick. I can still show you the picture for the other skein of yarn. We've shifted places.
Well, that's what happens. And I can move this around, I think. There you go.
Whew. I looked up and I was like, I'm used to and then
I know. Well,
You're scaring me, Heather.
I went to go on to the other place to show you my finished objects, but I cannot show you my finished objects because
Oh,
Instagram won't let me log in to Instagram won't let me like try another way. Send a text message. Sure, you're gonna pop up over this. All right. I just need to trust that any of them just send me like I don't. Aha.
This is what happens when one person owns too many companies. Mark Zuckerberg. You know I was going to go there.
I know. Hang on. Let me see if I can take this out of my ear now.
What, pup? Here.
Woohoo! I can still hear you.
Yay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to my feed. Yeah, because I haven't used my tablet on Instagram in like 3 years. Like it was still trying to log in as H-Turtle when I still was Turtle on Instagram. That's how long it's been since Instagram on my phone.
Oh my
I
goodness.
use this thing for things. So so the first thing that I did was the first hat the first I think I showed you this finished object. So this hat is done.
Yes.
Now I also got its hair done because last year when my daughter and her boyfriend went on this camping trip, she came back with pneumonia because this is, Ohio says here, hold my beer. And it gets really cold. So I was gonna save these for Christmas, but I figured, you know what? Nice woolly warm things, always a good thing. Here's some matching hats. So this is actually this is gonna be on a post probably next week if I get to knock out that. And it's actually the other hat looks exactly like it. I got 2 hats out of one spinny yarn. This is the head sock. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. It is just a ribbed pattern, and I just used, and this is actually, you knit the hat, and then when you get done and you weave in the ends and block it, you flip it inside out. So it actually doesn't look like that when you're knitting it. It's really cool because the top looks really weird. You're like, this is not going to look like the hat at all. And it actually says that in the bottom. It says, if your hat is, when you're doing the Crown East Graces, if your hat does not look like the hat in the picture, don't worry, you're going to flip your head inside out.
Wow.
It's super cool. So yeah, so I used for this hat, I used like size 3 needles, and for the other hat, I use size 1.5 or 2 needles. So because it's fingering weight yarn. So the same exact stitch count, same, I got everything. And one hat fit Reese, who has a very large head, and the other hat fit Alexis, that has a very small head.
Perfect.
So those were the 2 hats that I made, and that was by a Regia, I believe, yarns. And they're Perfect Sock. It's a like a German yarn that I ended up picking up last year because I was gonna make socks with it when I was like my summer socks. Yeah, it didn't turn into that because I just kind of crazy. So the other one that I made was this hat here.
Yes.
Now this hat is so the hat itself, and this is, I love this little top part of it. There you go.
I like that. It almost looks like a cake.
Right? And then there's some like detail of the text stitching and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you, and if you want to level up your knits, like for like spend, I don't even remember. I think I spent $50. I got like 200 labels there. And, because the thing, but you want a way to level up your knits, throw a little label on it with your little logo.
Look at you.
I've been trying to throw those on all of them. And actually next time, that's from Pew Pew Lasercraft, PEW Lasercraft. She's Liz Porter. I know you know who she is, but
I do.
maybe. And so, yeah, it's like, or maybe. And so she set this up for me. And the next time I make labels, I'm actually going to have the hand wash only symbol like on the other side. She's like, oh my gosh, it's an excellent idea. So
it is an excellent idea.
And I just stitch it in. I tell people how to take it out, but mine are like, because I'm here on the island with wine, mine look like little cork, so cork fabric. And this is like laser done or whatever. So yeah, so nothing says, fancies up your knits even more than putting a little label on them. And so this was for Dora.
And then when everybody, comments on the hat the person is wearing, and they're like, and they see the little label, be like, oh, Heather Spins a Yarn, I should check them out.
Right. Dora was so cute. Dora was my J1 students come from like all over the universe, come from all over the world. And they're college students, and it's a program, and they can come here and they can be employed during the summers.
Yeah.
While they're in school. And so Dora was here. This was actually her last year as she's graduating this year. So she no longer will be able to come over. And partway through the season, we realized that we needed help. And so I just had a sign out, and she applied because I just needed a few hours each day. And so she worked for me for like the last month and a half that she lived on the island. I mean, she was only there for a few months. They get there in like May or
Right.
June, and then she left, September and
Gee,
middle of September.
if only you would have put that sign out sooner.
Oh, they wanted me to. I just refused to do it because there was just too much
I
stuff.
know.
I know. I know. Well, I might not have got a door. You know what? It all happened whenever it was supposed to. I don't know that I didn't have the mental capacity to deal with. And sometimes I know it. People are like, really? Because sometimes when you're in a crisis, like even like reaching out for help that people are trying to get you is sometimes too much. Like you just can't.
Yeah.
I know you get it.
I will give you a little bit of shit till the day I die. So
yes, Dora was, and she was one of the people that first applied when the people were coming. Like I could have had her since like, June, but it's all good. She knows that but it was good. I'm happy. I'm very appreciative. So this is the hat, and this hat, let's see here. I knit this. This is a size 5 yarn. It was that chunky, that hook nook yarn that I really want to set fire to. This was the last of that yarn. I love the yarn once it's knitted or crocheted up. I just don't like working with it. I really want to set it on fire every single time. Guys, when I have, that's going to be like a little thing. Like the more balls of fire that I have on the thing with the yarn, that's going to be like the less likely I'm ever going to work with the yarn. Like how likely are you to set like 5 stars, like 5 balls of fire? Like everyone has yarn that they've worked with that they were like, I'd rather set this yarn on fire than never work with it again.
Red heart. Oh,
I don't hate all red heart, but it's kind of funny how the super saver yarn, some of them can be super, super soft, and the other ones can feel like, like they spun it in glass.
In cardboard. Yes. Do you want back up here? You're done. You chased her around.
This yarn, and I don't remember that. I think it's called the Blizzard Beanie, and it's from like an Interweaves Knit magazine, a gift edition. But I didn't actually follow the pattern. I screwed up. Like, you're bad. I remember complaining about that. I'm like, this is not a moss stitch. I don't know what this is. This Knit 2 Pro 2. It's not a moss stitch. And then I got to the crown decreases. Yeah. And I realized, yes, this is definitely not a moss stitch. Like, I didn't even look, I'm complaining the whole time to my husband, this is not a moss stitch that I was knitting, because it was not a moss stitch that I was knitting, but the pattern called for moss stitch.
Of course. Yeah.
So I kind of made up my own pattern, but based on some other stuff. So I'm just going to put my notes in Ravelry. So if you want your pattern, if you want your head to look like mine, there you go. And
if you want to screw it up in the best possible way.
And that was the second hat I made for Dora, because the first hat I made for Dora, like, I don't know what I was doing. I cast on for it. And you know what? It was too big for me. And Dora's a little tiny Mongolian lady.
That never happens.
That it was too big for me? The hat? No, I knit stuff too big all the time. It's my go-to. It's my daughter says, at least one of them. So I don't think I had any other finished objects. That, I mean, I have the whatchamacallit, that shawl, but I'm not showing that shawl because A, I don't have it here. B, it's a prototype. See, it's not even what the pattern, the final pattern is even going to look like. But just messing around and doing that and getting some different stuff, I had an idea for another pattern. So
so in case everybody missed it, Heather is designing a shawl right now.
Yeah. Always.
And can't wait to see it. And then and that led to an idea for another pattern. So Heather will be designing 2 shawls.
Heather is actually going to be coming up with a collection of patterns that she's going to release inspired by the island in which she lives.
Yes.
Because I decided that the surefirest way for me not to finish something is to tell me it has to be done by a certain time.
Oh gosh, no.
And I don't know. I every time I get stuff all submitted for like design calls and stuff like that, like I mean, I want to do that. I think that would be really awesome. But like at the end of the day, I just think I want to. I know how to self publish things. I've looked into it. I've sat through many of things through many different conventions that we've gone to. I know how to do it. I just haven't done it. So
maybe you just need to get a publisher, an agent and a publisher, because they will crack the whip on you.
They will. Well, and so I even have like a little notebook. Jeremy's friend gave me this notebook, so I can I'm writing the patterns down in it. So as I recreate it, because like right now you're not gonna. It's very lovely. It's because you start it as big as it's gonna be, and then you make it go down smaller.
That's my kind of project. Just start big, go big, and then go home.
That's right.
Right.
So
Tito, I said bad words. I said go big, and you're not big.
And then I really like these 4 colors together.
I do too.
But I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet.
All right. Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. I really wanted to do the Stephen West mystery knit. Heather's like.
Okay. So finish.
I'm going to wait. Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to wait until it's no longer a mystery. But I do want to buy the yarn for it. And I know what I want to get.
I know we talked about this.
We've already discussed it. But the thing is I'm not, and so here's the thing. If it's meant to be, it will be, because this is a limited edition set of yarn. And I'm not saying anything else, because as much as I would love to say this yarn dyer's name, I don't want everybody to go buy up all the yarn.
That's gonna happen anyways. But I will tell you, with this specific dyer, sets that have been limited edition because they were so popular, she often brings back.
Okay, but still.
So see, now you're just like crushing this, because I had this whole thing. So my train of thought has always been no. I have 3 shawls. One I'm going to be ripping out, so I don't need another one. And that's what I told Nicole. If you want to buy yarn, which we got to the root, she wanted to buy yarn, and now she wants to buy the specific yarn because she likes the collection that she put up. Okay, well, do you have things that you could knit out of these particular things? Like, do you need, like, that's, Well,
this is the thing. First of all, I'm waiting till it's no longer a surprise. Okay. Nice. Because if I don't like the look of the pattern, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
And Stephen West has said you will need cable needles for this pattern.
You don't need a cable needle to knit cables. You have what you need to do that. That's not.
I know, but I want to see how it turns out. And then if I do like the pattern, if I'm like, ooh, then I will see if the yarn is still available. If not, I'm not going to get sad about it. Instead, I will find another set of yarn or other colors.
Right.
And I will just go and I will use that, and I will do the Find My Fade shawl.
Nice.
Even though I've come up with color palettes for Find My Fade twice now.
Oh my gosh, yes, every time. She's like, all right, I've got it. And then I'm like, okay, how are you doing? And she's like, shut up. I want to finish.
But I'm not married to
this that I want to finish before I start.
Because I don't love it. If I don't love if I'm not completely in love with how the colorway is shaping up or anything else, then I'm not going to do it. However,
and I think that's why you like Winter Lights so much, is because you did use some of the stuff that you had, but when we went out, I took you to several places so that you didn't settle, because you sometimes will settle. And that's what I did with my first Stephen West shawl. Was like, I can make this work. Well, just because you can make something work doesn't mean that you should make it work.
Right. However, I still want that yarn. So
I think that's okay.
I'm gonna buy the mini skeins.
I think that's excellent. because you know, you could stick all those, because like, oh, that pattern that I sent to you other day, good time, good things, good things. Look up good things on Ravelry. Especially before September 30th. This is a brewery in New Desire. What's she, Yarn and Sarcasm? Is that what her name is?
Sarcasm
Yeah,
and
Sarcasm and Yarn.
yeah.
She's a new to me person that I met yesterday, and then I sent her over to Nicole, and I felt like I just was really having a really crap day, because like I said, I've been angry since
My
last week.
whole week.
Well, there's some was it, somebody was telling me like, well, Mercury's in retrograde and there's like 6 like other planets in retrograde. Well, I know, but I'm like 6 planets, and I'm like, I'm not really like, but it was just kind of like, yeah, the universe is crazy, but you know, but it was like, I understand why. What's that?
The universe is off its rocker right now.
It is off its rocker. But I think so what I'm, for you, I was like, so now you're all like, you know, I'll get the mini skein set, and I think that's awesome, because I have the mini skein set's going to give you a lot of stuff, and you could even decide to use it for that good time shawl.
That's true.
You know exactly what that looks like, and it was a good thing. I was like, thank you for bringing me a good thing. And that's what she's like. The internet's brought her so many good things. So definitely look her up. She was super excited because yesterday she was like the top debut designer, and she was in the hot right now in the #1 spot. It was like super exciting. I remember when that happened with me with Overlapping Life, and it was only just for like, you know, like a blip, but I mean, like, so I'm really, really excited for,
and she had beaten out Stephen West.
Oh, she was super stoked about that in her story. She's like, oh my God, is this for real? Is this my life right now? And then I sent her the message, like thanking her, because I shared the story, and she sent me a thing thanking me so much for sharing the story. It was really nice. Like, not, because sometimes you get like thank yous, but the thank yous are like copy paste kind of, and you could definitely tell this was, you know, sincere and everything. And I responded back to her and just thanked her for, like, you know, just thank you for this good thing. And that I really needed after, like, you know, this craptastic, you know, life has just been handing me like shit, it seems like. So she's just like, oh, I'm so glad. This is exactly what it was for. I'm so glad to like gotten to meet you, you know, like it's bringing me new friends, new fiber friends. And I'm like, yes. So we're like, we're following each other now. See,
and we're stitching the miles together. We're stitching the miles together with new fiber friends.
With new fiber friends. So yes. But so see, I'm glad that you've already, since we have talked on the phone, have come up with a new compromise, because let me tell you, last year when you were like, you know, I'm like, you need to buy stuff for stuff that you like, yarn that you have, like, she's hiding behind the dog, folks.
Okay, so
she's working the system, and she knew what I was going to tell her. You can't, like, well, I need to make this, so I have to buy this yarn. Like, stop trying to work the system.
But I didn't buy. No, wait, I did. I bought one skein of yarn for shawlography. Everything else came out of what I already had.
Right. And I'm not saying don't do that, but like what I'm saying is like you.
What is your deal, dude?
He just doesn't know what he wants.
No, he does not. He doesn't think that he wants to play with Missy right now because she's being very forceful.
I see.
Like, I wish my camera could show you. She's trying to shove this thing. She's trying to shove it into my lap and up Tito's poor whatever. And the dog can't go any higher than my neck right now. So this is where we are.
This is so cute. This is like, ah.
And all she wants is for him to come down and play with her. And he's not having it. He won't even look at her. He's looking out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Completely not even paying attention.
All right, let's see here. We're at the 1 hour mark, and we were at after 3 o'clock. Although I don't have.
Oh, we're almost done.
I know. Let's see here. So you have started on your super secret project.
Yep.
And
I got cast on.
You got cast on?
I got cast on, but I think I have too many stitches, so I'm gonna double check it today, and I'm probably gonna sit and knit this out today actually, because I have a thing in the afternoon, and really the only thing that thing is going to be good for is sitting and knitting. So
there you go. Do you are you going off a pattern now, or are you just winging it?
You and I've already talked about this.
All right. Well, just that's what I'm saying. You don't have to specify. I mean, you could say yes or no. And I thought you were not.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm going to see how it looks when I get those first 10 rows in. And then if I like it, I'll stick with it. If not, then I will revert to pattern.
Okay. So this is a part of a pattern. Just, you may not. Okay. I'm very clear now. Here's mine. I started it. And
you what?
I said my secret project. I started
yes,
it.
You do.
And I ripped it out.
Well, no.
The way that you have to cast on. So one thing I would suggest is if you're going to do a project, and I normally do this with most all projects, but I did not do it with this one. And so I'm going to probably have to modify how I start the project because of course I am. So the cast on, there's only like this pattern has been out since like 2019. And there's only like 6 projects on Ravelry, like with it, like 6 or 12. And that's not uncommon because 2019 isn't very long in like, yarn time, and it's a big project. And some people don't always update. They're not religious about updating their Ravelry and stuff like that.
And that's me.
But the people that have commented on it, what they complained about, like, especially once she complained about like 2 people complained about the very bulky beginning with this specific cast on method that it uses. And I can't remember what it is, but so magic loop on in knitting is, you're knitting in the round flat with the front and the back.
Yeah.
But there's a magic loop crochet technique, which kind of annoyed me that so magic loop with a crochet. And if I had, I don't have worsted weight yarn. That is definitely going to be a tutorial that's going to be coming soon. But what you can do is you can create you loop the yarn around and use a crochet hook and you kind of crochet around it and then you pull the string tight and it cinches it in. Right. So what they're having you do is they're having you do some weird stuff and you're picking up these stitches and it's bulky because they want you to do 16, and every other thing that I've ever looked at was 4 or 8. So 16 is double the amount. So I think I'm going to start. Wow. I think I'm going to start with 4 and increase just a little bit. So mine's going to be a little bit bigger in the end, maybe by an inch or 2, but I'm not going to have that bulk in the center because I've tried it 3 times. I wasn't really happy with it. And I also remember that I don't like double pointed needles. I hate double pointed needles, which is why I learned magic loop and why I use circulars all the time. I don't I really dislike double pointed needles a lot. They're big and clumsy and fiddly, and I ended up getting some needles with my yarn and I don't like them. You may end up with them in a box because they're from Knitter's Pride. You like Knitter's Pride needles. I do not. I don't know why I keep trying to like them.
Wait, are they circular?
No, these ones are double pointed needles. They're from their mindfulness collection.
Don't send them to me. I have enough double point.
I like wooden double pointed needles. I don't like these metal ones.
Maybe I'll have to send you a box. Look, I have so many. So many. And that's just what I can fit in my hand right now. Hold on. Let me do the other hand.
Why do you have so many double pointed needles?
There's more. Don't forget, I did post stitch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And I still love my post stitch. I mean, I still do. I thought about, in terms of yarn satisfaction, I maybe just get a post stitch box for October.
Why?
See? That's why I didn't do it. I didn't want to hear you. I didn't want to hear you yell, why? Why, Nicole? Well, because Heather, I like to get one every year, a couple times a year still. But are you going to knit the project? That's the beauty part, Heather. I don't know what's coming in the project. So.
Oh, she's not knitting the project, folks.
No, 9 times out of 10, I do not knit the project, but I do like the yarn.
I would love to give them another try. I mean, I really would.
Look, they have changed things so much that now you can just get the yarn, or you can get just the yarn and the pattern, or you can, although I don't know, I haven't gotten one in a while. It could be that you could just get like all the little accessories and notions. They're allowing or offering more ways to customize your boxes.
Nice.
So again, I don't know what you want me to tell you. My phone is ringing. It's my daughter.
Well, we can wrap up.
Well, I'm gonna have to skip her for a minute, but yes.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure we're.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about Cozy Grove because we both have Switches, and I told Nicole about Cozy Grove, and Nicole like finally downloaded Cozy Grove or purchased Cozy Grove.
Yes.
And the other day, like I was jumping online. I had just finished playing Animal Crossing with my granddaughter, and it was like I had 2 friends online, and then I had 1 friend online. I'm like, oh, who do I have online? Because I'm thinking that my granddaughter is not online. No, Nicole had just gotten offline. She had just finished playing Cozy Grove. And I was like, holy heck, you really like that game, don't you?
I do.
So I had to see how many hours I played versus how many hours you have played so far.
How many what?
Because it tells you like in the thing, like how many hours your friend has played this game,
Yeah.
or whatever. So I played Cozy Grove for 5 hours or more. So mine's not real set up. I'm still like pretty early on, like they're still apologizing for getting me shipwrecked there. And you've played for 75 hours or more. And so I'm almost kind of sad.
I'm up to like 45 days.
Well, I'm curious now, like, what does it look like? And now I'm like, so now it's not like Animal Crossing where I can just come visit her. I'm going to have to like play for 75 hours and figure it out myself.
Yeah,
but
that's the thing that keeps me playing. That's the thing that I like that's keeping me playing is that it has story progression.
Oh, I love it. I think it's super cute. I enjoy it. I think it's more like a scavenger hunt than anything else. I mean, it's nice and fun and mindless, but like,
I'm not gonna lie. When we're done, I'm gonna go play
Cozy Grove.
I'm gonna go play for about a half hour.
I said, does it get deeper? Like, that's my problem. I don't know if I really want to like.
I bought the DLC for it too.
Well, I'm not going to do that until after I had played for a little bit because I don't know why I didn't get the DLC, but
I will probably. What are you trying to do? Why are you trying to bite him? His feet? He's not a toy. Stop it.
We had
my God.
We still do have a viewer. I don't know who it is.
What?
I said we've had a viewer for a while, but I don't know who it is. Hello, a viewer.
Could be you or me.
It's not me. Nobody's logged in through Facebook. Unless you are.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna go play for about a half hour before, I start running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And my daughter actually left me a voicemail, so now I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Where are you, Mother? Why aren't you answering the phone? Why aren't you talking about me more on the podcast? Who knows?
Maybe she was the one.
No, it's still there. That one viewer is still there on Heather Spins the Yarn. That's where they're coming from because it shows us. So also we have the Facebook group together called Stitching Your Mouse Together. So you can also join if you'd like to on Facebook.
Yes.
So let's do our wrap up here. Thank you so much for joining us and our crazy nonsense.
Outro music.
I know. It'll get better. It's a work in progress. I just want us to consistently post for a few weeks. We come to you every other Thursday live.
Nice, everybody. Yeah.
And then we have the replays on YouTube and on the Facebook page, on Heather Spins the Yarn Facebook page, but the Stitching Your Mouse Together podcast page. If you like this podcast, please subscribe. You can turn on your notifications.
Subscribe on YouTube.
And please follow us wherever you can. I am Heather Spins the Yarn on Instagram and pretty much everywhere else. And she is Know-it-all Nikki.
Once we get what is it, like 100 subscribers or something on YouTube? Oh, that's what you want, is this nasty toy. It's so gross. I stepped on it last night and it was wet.
Oh,
Oh my God.
right there. Somebody's
I,
popping.
yeah, I may have retched like when my foot hit it, just simultaneously, like. Bleh. If we get so many subscribers, I think it's like 100,
Yes.
then we can go live on YouTube, and we would really like to do that. We really would.
Fun. And let's see here. Let us know in the comments whether or not you are going to be doing the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along this year, or if you would like to join us for our not a mystery knit along. We know exactly what's going to happen.
Our Stephen West not a mystery knit along. It's a.
And I've got 2 fun little stickers that I'm going to send to random commenters.
Yay! Where did you get those?
You actually have one of these. They send them to you. This was on your Christmas present many years ago. So these are from Ken Yarn.
Heather, I don't know where it is.
Did you leave it at my house when you were visiting? It's when you were here with Janet. That's when I gave it to you. So, but I have extra ones at home, so I'll send you another one if you don't. Which color do you want?
Purple, blue. The one that looks like purple and blue. Yes.
That one? Okay.
One on your ring finger.
Yep, I got an extra one of those. And
Perfect.
I got an extra one of these. So I have 2 of these saved because I was like, I haven't actually seen that on anything of hers, so she may have lost it. So
yeah, I will put it on here.
You've got the water bottle for that.
I do.
Or the sticker.
Okay.
You've got sticker. All right, so yeah. So 2 random commenters. We will draw on the next podcast.
Yes. Oh God, dog.
All right.
Oh,
so thank you so much for joining us. Let us know if you'd like to join along, and we are also going to start doing live stitch, the stitch and sit and stitches, stand and stitch, whatever you want.
We're going to be doing those in the group, in the Facebook group.
Yes.
Can we do those
in the slide group? Who knows?
All
right.
We'll
figure it out. All right. Thank you so much for joining us in our hour and 16 minutes of fun.
Yes.
Thank you, Tito, for being a co-host. You can knit him a sweater.
I know. Oh, I have a pattern for him. We found a pattern, didn't we?
Oh gosh! All right, turning into a Midwestern goodbye, and we had a Midwestern hello, so we can't do both in the same.
No, we can't. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thanks. For
Bye.
Bye.